at a record distributor called Kaleidoscope. The owner of the company was a man named Nick Hodges. He was known in the industry as Nick the Greek. The first building we worked in was sort of a one-story narrow room. Within 1 year working there, he had moved his office and warehouse to an abandoned laundromat. Nick was a man of flexible ethics. He had a brother who owned a record store in Athens, and we would get a lot of imports, Greek imports, to sell in the United States. Now, in those days, there were some popular UK labels like 4AD and Factory Records, so the kids were very interested in the latest Pixies album or latest Cocoa Twins album, but they were manufactured in the UK and were not always available for export to the United States. Greek records were usually mastered with gravel over cardboard and then pressed onto sandpaper. But Dimitri was more than willing to ship them to us in the United States. And so one of Nick's special tactics was to receive large batches of Greek pressings of popular English titles, which we would turn around and sell quickly. The companies which I call what I would call an out-of-the-box distributor, meaning we would have boxes of records that would come in every week. We'd pull them out and sell them. I had a number of coworkers. The late Phil Hertz went on to multiple ventures of his own, including Cargo. Dan Koretsky and Dan Osborne went on to start the Drag City label and started it when I was working there. I distinctly remember being handed a copy of the first Pavement 7-inch and the first self-titled Royal Trunks album with a simple instruction, buy these now, which I did happily. And Nick was a character. I wish my good friend Pat Monaghan was here because Patrick came up here from Texas. In those days, people moved from Austin to Chicago. Hard to believe. And one of Nick's first interactions with Patrick, who was a young salesperson, and Nick was a big man, a big hairy man, and he put his big Popeye arm over Patrick's shoulder, and he said, handed him a batch of records. He said, Patrick, take these records. I want you to, and this is a catchphrase, and next said, pack them up nice and tight, and send them to B-Side, the Madison, one of our oldest customers. And Patrick, better yet, don't fuck it up. There's a part in the book where I talk about a multitude of musicians that came through Kaleidoscope working there. And I quote David Sims from the Jesus Lizard, who said, everything I learned about the music industry, I learned watching Kaleidoscope circle the drain.
I used to sell Nick records when I was in Boston. And he didn't pay his bills when they started to circle the drain. And so he would always like, oh, you're a fan of Savage Republic. I have records to send you. And I'm like, Nick, I don't sell records, I sell them to you. So he kept sending me stuff to try and buy more stuff.
When Cranky became semi-popular, Nick called up Joel once, wanted to sell Cranky stuff. And Joel said, yeah, I don't know, Nick, you have a bit of a reputation, someone who doesn't pay. And Nick said, Joel, that is ancient history. I am talking to you about the future, science fiction.
He was a charmer. He was a charmer of them.
Yes, he was. And once his brother Dimitri came over from Athens, Dimitri actually booked a Savage Republic show at a soccer stadium in Athens. They were that popular there. And Dimitri liked all kinds of vintage American culture, including automobiles. So we shipped him a Cadillac, one piece at a time. I remember trying to figure out how the hell we would wrap up bumpers to ship overseas. And the idea was that we were, attempting to dodge Greek customs. So we'd send things over a little bit value and very low. These tires, $2 a piece. Nick told me once, I went out to dinner with him and Dimitri, and he puts, the big arm around me and said, "Now, Bruce, I want you to listen carefully to me and my brother as we speak." We're at a Greek restaurant in Des Plaines. He said, we are from Athens, and we speak the classic Greek of Aristophanes and Sophocles. Don't listen to those guys in the kitchen. Half of what they speak is Bulgarian. All right.